Enforcement Directorate has transferred attached assets worth 9,371 crore to banks who suffered losses due to the frauds by Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi. 80% of the losses have been returned. Let's go right across to my colleague Arvind Gunasekar breaking the details of the story for us. Arvind, what more can you tell us?
Rishika, the Enforcement Directorate has issued a statement saying that they have transferred almost 9,371 crore worth assets to the banks to sell those assets to realize the money that have been defrauded from their banks on behalf of by Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi and also Vijay Mallya. In fact, according to the Enforcement Directorate statement, all these three individuals, including Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, who are fugitives who have taken refuge in UK and also in Antigua and Barbuda, have defrauded the banks to the tune of somewhere around 23,000 crore. Of this 23,000 crore, the Enforcement Directorate has already attached properties worth over 18,000 crore of all these three individuals the moment they registered a money laundering case. So this particular 18,000 crore of the entire value that was defrauded is coming to somewhere around 80% of the total loss to the banks. That is this over 18,000 crore. Even out of those 18,000 crore, the Enforcement Directorate has released almost 9,371 crore worth properties and also shares to the banks, so that the banks can sell all these shares and also the properties, and then they can realize the money that has been looted from the bank. So the Enforcement Directorate is claiming that they have released money worth assets worth 9,371 crore to the bank. But here is a catch, because this is a valuation according to the Enforcement Directorate. But some of the experts who are the former ED officials and also some of the experts from the bank, what they are saying is that this valuation might not be accurate. In most of the cases, though the agencies give them the property saying that this is the X value of a property, but when they auction it, they are not getting that particular amount. Even in Vijay Mallya case, earlier we saw the banks, they tried to sell one of the properties in Goa with a base price of somewhere around 130 to 150 crore. The property in Goa of Vijay Mallya was valued somewhere around 150 crore, but even for 80 crore rupees, no one was ready to buy that property. That was the reality when what the bank experts are saying. But in this particular case, not just the immovable properties, not just the real estate properties, the Enforcement Directorate has also given shares of Vijay Mallya in United Breweries Limited worth around 6,000 crore, which the DRT on behalf of banks have already sold it for 5,800 crore. So the Enforcement Directorate is saying that 80% of the bank's looted money has already been attached, of which 40% have already been given to the banks. Rishika?
All right, it's going to be extremely interesting to track the details of this story. What we are also learning is that Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi have defrauded these public sector banks, and the amount of loss that it has caused to the banks is to the tune of 22,585 crores. How does this impact their cases going forward, Arvind?
This is something, according at least what Vijay Mallya's legal team is saying, that this is to their advantage. What they are saying is that Vijay Mallya has always been saying that he has money in the form of shares and also in the form of immovable properties in India. He is ready to pay back all those 6,000 or 7,000 odd crore. According to Vijay Mallya's legal team, he owes somewhere around 6,000 crore, the principal amount. Even if you add the interest, it comes to somewhere around 8,000 or 9,000 crore. So what they are saying is that this was their offer to the banks. According to Vijay Mallya's legal team, Vijay Mallya himself offered the banks to sell all these properties and get back the entire value and then release him from the entire criminal proceedings. That's what they are saying, that our claim has been vindicated, because today even the Enforcement Directorate themselves saying that they have attached properties over 10,000 crore of Vijay Mallya alone, and then they have already given it to the bank. So what they are saying is that our case is vindicated. So this will be our point even in the coming days before any court of law. So
yes,
that will be the Vijay Mallya's legal point. Coming to Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, according to our sources, of this entire 18,000 crore that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate, over 10,000 crore belongs to Vijay Mallya alone, and only the rest of 8,000 crore belongs to both Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi. But both Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi, that's a clear case of criminal intent against both these individuals. And what the Enforcement Directorate is saying is that they are looking for the other assets of both these individuals to attach it in the coming days. So for Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, this might not help, but Vijay Mallya legal team is trying to take advantage of this attachment order, and they are trying to use it for their own benefit. Yeah.
Yes, the other question that I wanted to ask you was pertaining to Vijay Mallya, because the narrative that he's tried to drum up so far as his legal case is concerned, is that he's ready to pay back and he's ready to, sit across the negotiating table. How does this impact specifically that narrative?
Rishika, before answering that question, let's put this number, though this number looks extremely big. Out of 23,000 crores that was defrauded by these three individuals, Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, the Enforcement Directorate has already attached around 18,000 crores. Of this 18,000 crores, they have given banks, they have transferred banks to the tune of 9,300 crores. That is, out of 23,000 crores, 18,000 crores, which is 80% of the looted money has already been attached, and the 40% has already been sent to the bank. This is what Enforcement Directorate is saying. But what the experts are pointing out is that there are two important issues here. One, like we mentioned, the attached property value might not be equal to the value that once a bank realizes when they sell off these properties. The sellable value is not equal to the attachment value. That's first point. The second point is all these properties that the Enforcement Directorate has attached now has already been mortgaged by the same individuals before the same bank. In fact, they showed the same property, they mortgaged the same property, and then they got the loan, and then they defrauded it. So in an effect, the properties were already with the bank. Enforcement Directorate took it for their money laundering probe, and then they are now giving it back to the bank. So that's what some of the bank experts are saying, is that it is in fact complicating the process. In fact, if the Enforcement Directorate had earlier released all these properties, all these assets to the banks could have gone for the e-auctioning of all these properties long ago. So this is the second counterpoint. We are getting it from the experts, from the bank experts' point. Coming to your question regarding Vijay Mallya's offer, Vijay Mallya has been making this particular offer, saying that he has money in India, he is ready to settle all this 8,000 or 9,000 odd crore. That has been their case. But what the agency officials are saying is that it's not such a simple offer that Vijay Mallya can say. Vijay Mallya today is saying that he has properties of around 8,000 crore in India so that he can settle the bank. But there are other cases against him, including the forgery, including cheating, etc., where he has shown a forged document for buying the properties, etc. One of the attached property also includes Kingfisher brand. Kingfisher brand and also the logo has also been mortgaged by Vijay Mallya while taking loan for his airline. As of this moment, though the property was valued somewhere around 200 crores at that point of time, the value of that Kingfisher brand and logo is hardly worth a penny as of this moment. So all these are the issues that have to be dealt by the criminal investigating agencies, according to the agencies. But now the headache is on the banks to realize as much as they can of this entire 9,300 odd crore attached value properties that have been sent to the bank.